burnt through that time. So if you haven't noticed, and if you haven't, please notice now. On Layla's hoodie, we have the that Free Palestine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool. Make sure I can read. We got the Free Palestine. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have been keeping up. I try to, but I am very ill informed. Just like the homie Hurt
Same
said,
here.
he's
I
ill-informed.
apologize.
So we're gonna give Layla the floor to inform us all on what's really going on, because I like to give my opinion. I love giving my 2 cents, but I don't like giving if I don't have sense to give. You feel me?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Appreciate it.
My bad. I caught it last second. You feel me? We good.
Well, first thing I want to say is it's not your fault that you're ill-informed about the situation. That was kind of the intention for a very long time. A lot of this has been kept under wraps, and there's been just a huge propaganda machine ever since the illegal occupation of Palestine started over 75 years ago. So a lot of people, are just now learning what's going on in Palestine.
Did you say 75 years? Oh, so I've just been living in the dark.
Well, yeah, and I mean that again. That's the thing. That was kind of the intention. The idea was erasure when the state of Israel was created. They, immediately Truman, who was the president of the U.S. at the time, recognized the state of Israel, and Palestine had started to get erased from maps. And even growing up, I would probably be rich at this point if I had $1 for every time someone asked where I was from. I said Palestine, and they were like, "Don't you mean Pakistan?"
I think my dad talks about this actually a lot, because I think Israel wasn't a country, right? Oh yeah, I am a lot more informed than I think I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's good. And yeah, I mean, really the only reason that people are becoming enlightened and waking up to the reality of what's going on in Palestine, and not only Palestine, but other areas of struggle like Congo, Sudan, Haiti, and all of these places that have very shared struggles, is because we have social media now, and we have citizen journalism. And we have people who are completely live streaming the genocides that are around the world so that people can see exactly what's happening, which before we used to not have that experience of knowing what was going on the other side of the world.
Right.
But now we know all too well, and it's kind of hard to really be, blind to it once you see it and it's in your life, it's present in your life. But for me, I'm Palestinian, so I grew up my whole life in the struggle, and I lived in Palestine. So like I witnessed it, and my family is there. Some we've lost. But yeah, it's always been very present in my life, but it is a very interesting experience right now of going through, life with people not knowing what's going on in Palestine, people saying like they're ill-informed because again, that was the intention, was for people not to know. And now for like everyone to know to some degree,
Right.
like, and have some kind of, attachment or some like slight understanding or like deep understanding of what's going on. It's like kind of surreal. It's hard to process too. It's hard to go from that of really just, trying to scream it into what you feel like is a void and let people know. And now like people just kind of all being more aware and having their opinions and things like that. It's interesting experience.
So tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I saw a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I said something to you about it, but I saw you were like doing a conference somewhere. It was about that, right?
I think what you're talking about was when I was in New York. I was emceeing a benefit show for Palestine.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
Yeah, Eric Clapton, who's
Yes.
like a very legendary, iconic artist from the UK. He has a song that's really famous called Leila.
Stop
but,
it.
but him
Humble,
and,
not humble.
him and Roger Waters, who is from Pink Floyd, they did a benefit show where they donated their time and their talent, and all of the tickets were to raise funds for Palestine for mutual aid and to go towards families that are living under the occupation. So yeah, that was really beautiful. But yeah, throughout my life, it's definitely been going to conferences and keeping ourselves educated on ways to, like keep the movement going in a productive way and trying to free Palestine.
I feel you. If you could give me like, actually, I have another question for us. Is I feel like we've touched on your parents quite a few times. Are they there? Or
No,
are
they're
they
here.
here?
They're
They're
here.
here. I've been
Yeah.
wondering that because I feel like I'm not really. They're
Yeah, no,
here?
they immigrated here.
Okay.
My mom was born in the West Bank in a really small village called Anepta. Like she was born in her home there.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was actually born in Kuwait. So his family had already left Palestine because they were some of the refugees that were forced out during one of the wars. But yeah, they're here in Florida right now.
Oh, wonderful. So let me ask my follow-up question then. If you could like, there's no real way to summarize what's going on, right? Like that's you're gonna need like hours for that. But if you could give me, Hertz, Vincent, and the people watching like the important bullet points, what you can do, that type of situation. What would you like an elevator pitch almost? Like what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, really the most important thing right now is to inform yourself and to stay informed, especially because at this point it kind of is an information war, like over here in the West, where some people don't know what's going on, so they're not able to speak on it when people, like bring up the propaganda. Some people, like know a lot of what's going on, so they're in a position of empowerment where they're able to, like explain to people, correct people, which is extremely important because, like we're trying to express what the truth is and what the narrative is. So I would say informing yourself is super important. And right now, there's a lot of really digestible, easy ways to do that, specifically through social media. So there's a lot of accounts that you can follow that are giving, like very real time, very like intense, but very real time information and education. So, for example, I would follow an account called Let's Talk Palestine. So, if you're interested in learning, just like education wise, that's helpful. But they also have a branch of that page where they raise direct funds to go to families in Palestine and Gaza. So that, like people can get food and can get water and can get resources, which are all extremely limited right now. And then I would also suggest following Palestinians who are doing citizen journalism and reporting on what's going on there while they're there. A really important voice right now is someone named Bisan. Her Instagram, I think, is Wizard Bisan. And she just like is extremely like real and is just, I mean, you see it all on her camera, like she's showing you the rubble, she's showing you like herself completely evacuating and moving from area to area. She's showing you children, she's showing you like families, the tents, and really just the experience, which when you think about is crazy because it doesn't even scratch the surface of what's actually going on. Like the sounds, the smells, like of what, like the real experience is. But yeah, I would say informing yourself is going to be extremely important because from there, like there's so much I can tell you, but once you start seeing it, the truth becomes very clear.
Yeah. What were we at, like 20 minutes left, if I remember right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any, before I get off this topic, because I'm sure it can get really deep for you. Any like last notes you would want to leave us with?
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free
Till
Palestine.
it's
Free
backwards.
Palestine. Free
Till it's
Palestine.
backwards. That was cold. That was cold.
Wait, who said that?
Free Palestine till
That
it's
is
backwards.
backwards.
Yeah.
That's cold.
I believe in a ideology that silence is violence, and I do not want to be a person that's complacent with genocide, even if I don't think it's a fair cop out to say I'm not involved. Like I pay my taxes, so it's a lot of funding going into an atrocity. So I just want to say thank you for being a voice and bringing some light to that.
Sure. Appreciate that. For
Yeah,
real.
for sure.
For real.
Yeah, that's a really good point, is that a lot of people feel like they can say, oh, it doesn't involve me, so, there's no point in really knowing. But in reality, like you're saying, we're all like here in the States contributing to the genocide, because millions and millions of dollars of our taxes are going to Israel's military, specifically their military, every single day. And, like there's all of this testing of this crazy, like unreal, sophisticated military equipment and weapons on Palestinians, like on their bodies. And then they'll sell this equipment to the States, and then the States will use it, and then they'll give them money so that they can buy more equipment and more weapons. And it's just like this really ugly,
I did not know that.
circulation. And
I don't know
even
about
just
the
like
taxes
not just
thing.
with the weapons, but with the ways of policing and brutality. Like there's a huge connection between the American police departments and the Israeli military. They literally do trainings where they send each other to Israel and to America to teach them how to do things, like brutal things, like how to brutalize people and citizens, like the knee on the neck. That was taught to American police by Israel. Like these different like ways of just like oppressing people in the States, it's the same. And that's why we say like these struggles are connected. Like the struggles in America, like Black struggle is very connected to Palestinian struggle, and Sudanese and the Congo, like all of it is just like completely connected. And that's why it's important that all of us are aware, because, like it's what everyone says, no one is free until we're all free.
Free Palestine till it's backwards.
So it's backwards.
Till it's backwards. That's crazy.
Exactly.